right, so to get started, long ago in the land of Thylea, uh, the land was inhabited only by the native races centaurs, satyrs, sirens, and cyclops. When the mortal races arrived in Thylea, they were oppressed and enslaved by the natives. Then the Dragonlords arrived. They taught the mortal races to build cities and found kingdoms that stretched across the land. This, of course, brought conflict with the native races, and that conflict grew into the First War. The armies of the natives, however, were no match for the powerful dragons on which the Dragonlords rode, and they were driven out into the wild places of the land. There they offered sacrifices and prayed to their gods, the twin titans, Sidon, the lord of storms, and Lutheria, uh, the goddess of death and dreams. The Titans heard and came to do battle on the behalf of their worshippers, turning the tide of the war, and soon the armies of the natives threatened the walls of the great city of Mitros itself. Though they fought valiantly in defense of the city, even the mightiest of dragons could not stand before the wrath of a god. Eventually, the last dragon, the great silver dragon Balmitria, fell before Lutheria's crystal scythe, and all hope seemed lost. Then, in that darkest moment, the five gods, inspired by her noble sacrifice, descended from the heavens to fight for the mortal races they had come to love. Pythor, the lord of battle himself, took command of the Myrmidons and led them out to confront the armies of the Titans in battle after battle. The native armies broke and scattered back into the wildlands from whence they came. The Titans, Sidon and Lutheria, raged at the defeat of their armies, and their wrath shook the land and burned the sky, threatening to sink all of Thylea beneath the sea. No longer having their dragon mounts, the Dragonlords amassed a great fleet of ships, led by the flagship Ultros. The Dragonlord Estor Arklander took half the fleet into the depths of the netherworld to confront Lutheria. His brother Telemach Arklander led the other half of the fleet to assault Praxis, the Tower of Sidon. Soon the storms and quakes stopped, and peace descended upon Thylea. Many days later, a single black ship sailed into the harbor of Mitros, piled high with the bodies of the slain Dragonlords. A single living crewman, Daemon, the archwizard who had served the Dragonlords during the First War, piloted the ship. He left behind 3 gifts at the temple of the five gods before sailing away with the bodies and arms of his comrades. The greatest of these gifts was a scroll of parchment on which was written the Oath of Peace, a 500-year truce between the Titans and the five gods, under the condition that the Titans' temples would be restored and maintained and their daily sacrifices would resume. But now 500 years have passed and the end of the Oath of Peace draws near. The future of Thylea looks grim. Monsters menace the roads and corruption threatens the cities. The storm god Sidon demands daily sacrifices at every temple, and his sister wife Lutheria kidnaps children for her secret rituals. The five gods who once protected the settlers are silent. And now the oracle has prophesied the doom of Thylea, the death of the gods, the destruction of Mitros, and the total annihilation of the mortal races. You are one of a group of warriors who has been summoned to the Heartlands in an attempt to avert the coming catastrophe. You each have reasons for answering the call, but rumors of your coming have already spread across the land. And so you find yourself in the Heartland, standing outside the inn called the Sour Vintage. The Sour Vintage is a traditional country inn located at a crossroads 12 miles east of the city of Astoria. The exterior is rustic wood painted black, and the sign hanging from the door depicts a woman carrying a basket full of grapes. And you have all arrived there at seemingly by fate at the same time. And why don't we start with Jimmy? And Jimmy, why don't you describe your character, what everyone sees?
All right. Um, so standing at a massive 8 foot tall, uh, covered in thick, coarse hair, black, uh, with horns protruding from the sides, uh, and hooves for feet, um, with features that resemble mostly human otherwise. Very stout, large, His name is Baxon, and he is a minotaur.
All right. Eleftheria?
Do you want more than that, or
Nope, that's good. Eleftheria?
All right, what you see before you, the siren is very, very small. She is maybe about 5'1", 5'2". She's very, very small. She has long, dark hair, long, dark um, ears with the feathers coming off of it, and long, dark wings. She's wearing this dark purple robe with some seashells keeping it attached. She has bright green eyes with like slits. She has a couple dashes of purple face paint on her face. She has this beautiful long white driftwood staff with this Scotch bonnet shell kind of as the focus of it. And it looks like it came fresh out of the sea. It's still dripping with water and barnacles and kelp and seashells. And she kind of has this mysterious air about her. She's not really kind of talking to anybody. She's kind of keeping to herself.
All right. And what about Iphigenia? Britt, you're muted.
I blew it.
How dare!
Be done. Oh, it was a great start too. You guys are really missing something special.
God damn it.
So probably often is Virginia, iffy to people who know her well, which is not that many people as of recent. She's a satyr. She's also on the shorter side, like around 5 foot tall. She is not looking great. She has like this really curly, frizzy hair that looks like it probably hasn't seen a comb in a while. There's some twigs and leaves and stuff sticking out of it. She, as a satyr, she has an elven top half and a goat bottom half, but she's proportioned a little bit more like almost a dwarf, like she's a little wider set, and not like this graceful elven thing. The thing that's probably most noticeable about her right off the bat is that she carries this thing that at first it might look like a messenger bag, but then if you kind of get another look at it, it's this gigantic book that has like little bookmarks all throughout it that out and buckles to keep the book from falling open. That she carries kind of like a crossbody bag and a little inkwell and quill on a sort of in a holster on a belt that she's kind of whipped the book open, looking around and sort of muttering to herself and furiously scribbling away with her quill into the book. That is it.
All
Am
right.
I still muted?
Nope, that
yes,
was
that
good.
entire time.
And
Yes.
what about
I appreciate your
Telemachie?
concentration. I'll say it all again.
Telemachie? And what about Telemachie? Can't hear you, dude.
Oh, shoot. Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Yeah.
much better.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, so for Telemachie, you see sort of a slight built, elfish figure, often looking around nervously, hood covering himself, his cloak draped around his body, sort of sticking to the outskirts of the common areas, nervously talking to himself, and his features look very angular and slight, just like an elf. Fingers long and slender. His cloak is green and patchy, sort of been repaired by hand multiple times, not in a way that for style purposes, more for function. And every once in a while, when you catch a glimpse of his tunic, his leather tunic, you can see much of the same sort of markings where there's different patches of leather strewn about. He carries a wooden shield with him, and curiously, you can see it seems like it must have just been cut, almost impossibly. There's like sort of sprouts coming off of the wood, sort of like little tiny branches with leaves, and yeah. But he doesn't seem to be carrying any sort of weapon, or not at least anything that isn't concealed.
All right. So as you step inside the tavern, inside there is a haze of pleasant tobacco smoke that lingers in the air. You hear the clinking of mugs and the muttering of patrons, most of whom are farmers. You have been summoned here by a woman named Kyra, who wants to hire you for a difficult task. She has promised a sizable reward and more information about the Oracle's prophecy. As you enter the inn, a dark-haired woman calls you over to a table in the corner. She wears a white traveling dress and a practical leather boots, and she carries a large satchel that appears to contain dozens of scrolls along with plentiful writing supplies. As you approach the table, she says, "Greetings, I am Kyra. Thank you for answering my summons. I will be direct. I am here as an agent of the Oracle. She believes that great destinies await you all. But great destinies are forged by great deeds. A terrifying giant boar has been laying waste to the heartland, slaughtering everything in its path. The boar was corrupted by the Titans and sent to punish the mortals of Thylea for their continued faith in the five gods. Many have attempted to hunt the boar. All have failed. If you wish to win fame and fortune, as great heroes should, then you must prove to the people of Thylea that you are the warriors of the Oracle's prophecy. Hunt this boar and offer it to the gods as a sacrifice." And she kind of sits and waits for your response.
Yes, I'm very disturbed to hear this. The animals of the forest in such distress. Um, I, for one, think we must make haste to put this boar's spirits to rest.
She says, "Well, I thank you for your willingness to step up and assist the people in this hour of need."
The nature of this boar, is it some sort of supernatural abomination, or just
It,
a
it is larger than a bull, but other than its size, I am no hunter. Uh,
What is it smaller?
what's that, Britt?
What's it smaller than?
It is smaller than a barn.
In my
That's
experience,
a
a lot of
huge-
things are smaller than a barn.
I myself am smaller than a barn. Huh. She starts writing in her notebooks. Larger than a cow, smaller than a barn. Small barn? Question mark.
She says, "I have hired 2 hunters who are willing to help you track this beast. And you have traveled far. Eat and drink. I have made arrangements for your rooms, and we will meet at first light, and I shall accompany you and record your great deeds as you hunt this scourge of the land." Jimmy, if you are talking, nobody can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Barely.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, have you had anything to say to her?
No, well, I'm sorry. I was trying to fix my mic issue and I lost sound for a little bit. I missed her name,
Kyra.
Kyra. Um, then I shall hunt down this boar with these fine people for you.
She said, so eager.
Yes.
It will make for a fine entrance to my stories. She said,
It's
well,
so hard to find work in this world. I would be glad to do that for you.
well, then I shall meet you all at first light. Enjoy your evening. As she walks out, you look around the inn and you see mostly just bedraggled farmers who are too frightened of the rampaging boar to be out in their fields. Their families are holed up inside farmhouses and basements, so they're taking the opportunity to ease their troubles in the tavern. Um, the other notable patrons are a group of what look to be hunters that all sport various injuries, and it looks like they went toe to toe with this boar and they did not come out on top. So, what would you guys like to do for the evening?
First, Branson's eagerness and the way he gripped his axe surely, and let him know that perhaps there would be another way to put this animal to rest than just violence. We may be able to soothe it and preserve its life.
I would always look to that possibility. If you believe you can do that.
I will at least have to try.
We'll at least have to try, he said with a look in his eye that said, we're going to try. Dipping. If he's just writing in her note, little book then.
Elthir's kind of watching, kind of taking note of what she's heard about these people, and kind of especially looking at Iphengia. Is that I believe that's how it's pronounced?
Iphigenia. So
Iphigenia.
yeah, I went with the hardest name I could.
It's okay. Iphigenia. She's kind of keeping kind of a close eye on Iphigenia. But she's kind of not saying much.
The siren kept staring at me. I think she's jealous of my book and plans to steal it.
What?
You think me jealous? You think me jealous?
What?
I said, you think me jealous?
This is my book.
You think I am out to steal your book?
No. Why would you think?
She kind of blinks. Never mind.
Are you going to steal my book? Just out of curiosity?
No, I have no interest in such things.
Well, it's a pretty book, but I appreciate it. Not stolen.
As you sit there and converse with one another, you do notice that the patrons have begun to whisper as you guys all kind of stand over by this table where you met Kyra. And you can hear the whispers having started. One of the farmers points at Baxon and says, yeah, that's the bull guy. I heard that his dad was a bull, and Essos, and that his mother fell in love with this beast, and he was the result.
Gross.
I definitely, as I hear people whispering and looking at us, I kind of sink back into the table as much as I can and down into a chair. I look over at Iffy and ask him, what was the name of this place again, Iffy? Sorry.
This I refer back to my notes. Sour vintage doesn't really bode well for the actual wine, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Fitting for the mood, though.
I feel like it might be more about the people, the why.
Yeah, they do all look pretty sour. That one looked tart.
Sorry, quick question. Did you say that pretty much everyone at the bar looked like they were mortal, like humans and
Yes, there are humans, some elven farmers, a dwarf. Um, the hunters are all human. There are no native raced individuals within the tavern other than yourselves.
Tells us a lot.
So,
No wonder.
so the innkeeper,
oh, go ahead.
a human woman, kind of looks over to you and says, "Are you going to just stand there, or are you going to order something?"
I'd like to make my way up and order an ale.
Aletheria's eyes kind of narrow, and then she walks up and orders a.
All right. She brings you both your drinks.
All right, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go sit down next to Telemase, and I want to look him in the eye as I hunch over, looking at him, and I believe I've heard of you.
Can't hear you, Talist.
I I would not say in mixed company, but what lives in you lives in me too.
The
Kind
bull
of
man and
is
the druid seem to have a parent.
it's uh, you can see my barely see through my hood, but can kind of see my throat kind of swallow deeply, and I eye you a little bit sideways and wonder what you could possibly be thinking about, and hmm, interesting.
I give him
Okay.
a quick.
What was that,
Pardon?
Jimmy? Having trouble hearing you, Jimmy. Jimmy, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I lost you.
We lost him out of Fantasy Grounds too, so.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it sounded like he might have. If you are there, Jimmy, you might want to check and make sure your noise suppression is turned off if you have it turned on.
Hello?
Yep,
Nope.
I heard you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You there, Jimmy?
Jimmy.
I think Jimmy died, you guys.
Oh no. Yeah, he's not in Fantasy Ground. Did we just pan to another conversation?
Yep. Yeah.
Pan to another
So,
conversation.
yep. So, what are you and what is Iffy and Eleftheria doing while they are having that conversation?
Damn, why'd I have to have such a guarded character off the rat? She's kind of looking around, seeing if anybody's saying anything, any more rumors being spread out about kind of her company.
As you kind of try to get over and listen to people, conversation suddenly stops. So you get the idea that people are whispering rumors about you, but you can't seem to get close enough to actually catch them saying anything directly about you. They do talk about Iphigenia and
Oh.
Iphigenia, and you hear one individual say, "I hear that she sacrificed her entire family for dark magics in the old wood."
Is my attention. Um so like kind of hearing that kind of piques my interest, and I kind of go over to her and I say, so what sort of dealings do you have?
Dealings do I have?
Yes.
I, well, yesterday I bought some rations. And 2 days before that, I bought. It was low. What about you? You
That's
dealt anything?
not quite what I she's a little lost for words because that's not the answer she was expecting. I
Do you not have any? That do you need? Is that what this is about?
what was that?
Do you not? Do you need some? Do you need money to buy something? Is that what this is?
No. That's not no.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't have much, but
neither I myself. She does not know how to go about this. She's probably like, I see sirens like as kind of like cloister kind of people who are like kind of keep to themselves. So like this person, she probably has never seen a satyr before or has only heard tale of satyrs. So like this one just is just not. It's just being weird. She's just like, are they all like this? Are they all like this?
Yeah.
are all like what?
Just weird and spacey.
And so as you guys are, Eleftheria is just at a loss for words because of the eccentricity of Iffy. Um, one of the hunters comes over to Telemachus and says, "Did I hear right that you're going after that wild beast?"
Yes, yes. He kind of pulls his hood close. Yeah, you heard that right. The sooner we get out there, the better.
Do yourself a favor and save your skin. Leave this place. It's cursed. The beast is undefeatable.
Uh, Sort of a smile after that line, and after he says it's cursed and the beast is undefeatable, and tell him I'm sure he thinks so. but yeah, we should probably get to our task as soon as possible. Did you face this beast already? And he's still carrying it, the grin.
He points over to the table and he says, "There were 9 of us." And you look over and there are 3 of them sitting at the table. None of the others made it out alive, out of the woods, when we faced that beast.
I would assume the beast gores people, no?
It is as large as a house, and its tusks are longer than our boar spears, the heads of our boar spears.
Sounds like a magnificent creature. Um, do you know where or how you found it?
We did not find it. It found us. It's almost as if it is hunting us. It eats on the flesh of humans like no other beast. I have given you my warning. If you will not heed it, your blood is on your own hands. And and with that, he will head back over to the table with his friends.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yes. I look over at Iffy and I say, Iffy, may I call you Iffy?
Sure. Yeah.
Um, do you think I think it might be wise if you speak to some of the elves who may have encountered this beast? I think they might have a cooler head when it comes to this, and I'm sure they'll make for great storytellers. For your journal.
That. Yeah. She writes in her journal. The sharp-looking man has good ideas, and then goes out to talk to some elves.
Like I said, there aren't many elves in the establishment. It's mainly humans, just a couple of elves and a dwarf. And they all look like they're farmers and laborers and not like hunters. All the hunters are human.
Sorry. What does a dwarf look like? Is a dwarf also a farmer?
Uh, yep, works in a local mine.
Ah,
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, the only people who aren't just common everyday folk are the 3 hunters over at the table.
If
do
he,
we...
without, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I thought maybe we were. You continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. If he, there aren't too many, like, there aren't any hunter elves. It's like, well, I go talk to the human ones. Greetings. Just out of scholarly curiosity, what did you do wrong when you were hunting that boar? Like, what made your friends die? So that I can avoid it myself.
The mistake was in hunting it in the first place. It has been
It's very
sent by the
vague.
gods to torment us. No mortal will be able to slay the beast. We have displeased the gods.
So it wasn't like a lack of adequate defensive flanking, thing like that.
There is no defense against this beast.
You have a harsh hitter. And I walk back to the group.
These people wouldn't know a curse if it jumped up and bit them like that boar.
Seems like that boar bit them quite a bit.
Anything else you wish to do in the inn? All right. So the evening passes with food and drink and not much merriment. Normally, you would expect in a tavern for there to be singing and dancing and carousing, but everyone just kind of quietly eats their meals, whispering presumably about the four of you and trying to lose themselves in a pint or two of ale. Late in the evening, you turn in and try to get a fitful sleep in this strange place before waking just before dawn to go and meet Kyra and the two hunters, Taneus and Javon, whom she has hired to try and help you track this beast.
By the way, before we do go, I do my fate's bidding where I am going to cast excuse me, identify as part of my
Right.
fate's bidding.
Yep.
And yeah. And I gain equivalent to my charisma modifier. So I get +2 temporary hit points.
All right. All right. So as you exit the tavern, Kyra is already there with the two scouts, and she looks impatient and ready to be on the way. As you make your way northward into the heartlands, you pass many ravaged farms and settlements, all attacked by the boar. The rocks and trees along the road have been gouged by its tusks, leaving deep, ragged trenches. Carrion crows flock in the fields, picking at the bodies of failed hunters and unfortunate settlers. And I will need whoever among you has proficiency in survival to make a wisdom survival check.
Ready?
I have it. Does anybody else have it?
I do not. I have nature, but not.
I have +3 on survival.
God.
+4.
This is just campaign 1, but just like at least we have one person this time.
That was what made me go like, I should probably do survival this time. So
I also wanted to. Sorry, I tried to cast Goodberry before sleeping as well. If that's okay with you.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
So survival then.
Yep.
For the record, I am feeling joyful today.
All right. Yep, you track the beast through the plains up into the heartlands.
Ooh.
And everybody see the map? Warning, cat, here comes a big map.
He's so big.
So you guys are at the Sour Vintage, that is right there in the middle, and headed north up toward the river. You can hear the gushing of water in the distance as you approach the river, and you see a small mountainside rising up from one of the banks of the river, and beside it is in the side of this mountain is a large cave. The dirt and ground around the cave has been churned up, and the trees have been bowled over by something very large, has completely demolished all the trees. The front of this cave is just littered with bones and blood and mud and muck, as something very large has been coming and going through here. And as you approach closer to this cave, following the tracks from this height, you can see miles of mountainous hills to the west, and a thick blanket of fog hangs low over the land. and you can hear a gentle chorus of birds greeting the morning sun. Um, as you approach the shadowy mouth of the cave, ear-splitting grunts and squeals echo from inside. What would you like to do?
I'd like to try and determine if the squeals are coming from multiple creatures or just one.
Sounds like just one. So, anybody else have anything they want to do?
um.
All right. So, as you're standing around debating, kind of looking at each other and hesitate for a moment, the two hunters kind of start creeping forward. They're carrying long boar spears with the big crossbar up near the spearhead, and they get close and try to peer into the darkness of the cave, and suddenly you hear a bestial grunt from inside the cave, and a massive boar suddenly charges from the cave mouth, goring one of the hunters on its tusk and tossing the body away like a rag doll. The creature draws itself up to its full height. It's an ancient white boar with fierce red eyes and bloody yellow tusks. It has several spears and arrows lodged in its back, all the result of failed attempts to kill it. And we will, at that point, go to initiative.
Roll initiative.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
I feel really bad. I have it bound to a key. Sorry. I wanted to cast Speak with Animals. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, you can have done that before it attacked.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. And you said we're rolling initiative?
Yep, it's already rolled.
Okay.
And you are first.
So I kind of shout out to the boar and his native language. Uh, great boar. What ails you? What can we do to help help you? What are you in need of?
It just turns its red eyes on you and lowers its tusk and looks as if to make a charge.
It has to be this way then. How far away am I from this boar?
About 20 feet.
So I'm going to sort of like ready my shield, in front of me, and flicker out my hand, and you can see like my claws, my hands almost elongated into claws, and I attempt to approach this massive beast,
Okay.
making sure that everybody else is behind me, and give it an attack with
All right.
primal
So
savagery.
to target the boar, you'll need
Mhm.
to click on the beside the helmet on the combat tracker. You see where it'll have the little targeting symbol. You can click on that and then drag the little target button down to the boar.
I don't have that as a player.
Do
I
what?
don't think. I don't
I
have.
see the. I can
Yeah.
see the helmet, but I don't see the boar on the combat tracker.
Yeah, the boar's
Oops.
not on there.
Okay, there you go.
Ah,
There it is.
He's visible
Okay.
now. Yep,
Got
and
it.
I've gone ahead and targeted him for you, so you can go
Cool,
ahead and
thank
just
you.
make your attacks.
Cool. All right. So I approach him with my claws and I lash out, and no dice.
That is a miss.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, and that's my turn. I'm now standing right next to this massive boar.
All right, go ahead and advance the combat tracker, please.
Yep.
Alright.
Eleftheria.
All right. I see this thing getting ready to charge, and I kind of duck behind the, kind of like move off to the side, like towards the entrance of the cave, like after the cave, like off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping eyes on it, I'm gonna try to cast Chill Touch.
All right.
So just control and target the helmet. Or
No. There you go. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead and roll.
Yep.
All right, good deal. Chill Touch. And
That
I
is a
doubt that
miss.
hits.
Yep.
Yeah, no. All right, I'm gonna stay where I am and try not to get gored by this thing.
All right. And go ahead and advance the tracker. Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Baxon.
All right, I'm going to pull out a javelin.
Yep.
And throw it, and then after that, I'm going to pull out my axe and start charging.
Okay.
Here is my javelin throw.
And that is a miss.
All right. Then I'm going to advance towards it.
All right. The boar, not seemingly at all impressed with your speech, Telemachus, is going to turn and try to gore you with its gigantic tusks. And it hits you. And does 9 damage. And Iffy.
I'm going to
Dude, 9 or 14.
Oh, did 14.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
are you
am
still up?
I am significantly gored.
Well,
The tusk, like, is went clean through.
oh Lord.
But I'm still up somehow.
Yep. Iffy.
If he looks over at Tele and says, like, she looks in through her book and she starts scribbling something down, and almost as if like the words were kind of loading off of the page, something heads over his way, and he is healed for. Do I need to target him with healing?
Yeah, hold on, and I will do that for you.
Looks like me. My portrait inside of the combat tracker.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
There you go.
Good deal. So then I can just. And he is healed for 4. So that's my bonus action. And then I also start recounting a tale of a previous boar hunt that I witnessed from the book, and cast vicious mockery as my action on the boar.
All right.
Crap, that probably targeted Tele.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do I need to target the boar again?
I've already targeted him.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. You make my life so easy. Alright.
Hey, there you go.
The boar succeeded on its saving throw.
By a lot.
That's all right. We'll try again tomorrow. And that will be my turn.
All right. All right. Telemachus. Telemachus.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry,
Your
can
turn.
you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna sort of reach up with my hand and summon a large wave of thunderous force
All
and
right.
cast Thunder Wave. Oh my gosh! And
This thing is killing it.
3 damage. And yeah, assume it does not get knocked back by that.
It does not.
And I will. I'll need to end my turn.
All right. Go ahead and advance the tracker.
Oh, sorry, my
Yep.
bad.
And Eleutheria.
Alrighty. Alright, I would like to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
Natural 20.
There you go.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
There is that. That is 10 points of force damage.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm still kind of wanting to be tucked back there because I don't know what this is gonna do next. So yeah, that'll be my turn.
Baxon.
All right. For a bonus action, I would like to go into rage.
All right.
And then I'm going to attack with my axe.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
12.
The boar turns to you, Baxon, and angered at the damage that you have done to it, and is going to try to gore you with its massive tusks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and yeah, just rips into you. You realize that, had you not been in the middle of your battle fervor, that probably would have been a lot worse than it was. You think it might have almost killed one of your compatriots. But this gigantic tusk just rips through your leather girdle and right into your side and takes out a big chunk of flesh. And
Thank God for rage.
Iphigenia.
I'm going to cast Dissonant Waters.
All right.
So
Hey.
Yeah, it
Okay.
fails the save.
So roll for damage.
Yep.
So it takes 9 damage, and then it is supposed to use its full movement, its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away.
Yep. So it will move away from you 20 feet.
Great. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to look over to Eleutheria and say, I appreciated you not stealing my book. Good luck. And then she has bardic inspiration.
She looks confused but takes it anyway.
When the boar moves away, are we able to take our opportunity?
Yes.
Okay.
Both you and Baxon can make opportunity attacks.
Okay. I'm gonna just slap it on the face with my bare hand, or attempt to and miss as it runs away. Oh gosh! We'll say
You angered me.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Oh my
so
distracted it.
Baxen,
Hey.
as it tries to run, just reaches out and chops it in the side with its axe, and the beast falls over on its side. Its uh, sides heaving, bubbles of blood coming out of its nostrils as it lies heaving on the ground. And Kyra comes up to you and says, "A mighty task indeed that you have defeated this creature that has been terrorizing the countryside. Do not forget that the gods have given you this victory, and it must be sacrificed unto them."
I approach, well, as the boar is lying there bleeding out and dying. I I go up to its face and put my hand on its head and whisper to it. Um, and I assume nobody else would be able to understand me, but I whisper uh, that we could have done this another way, and
It's
tell Lutheria that uh, you will most assuredly be sacrificed um, for this. The
yeah.
boar.
So the boar's eyes kind of loll over to you, and you all hear as the boar speaks with a booming voice inside your heads, saying, "Know this, mortals, your sins cannot be atoned. An ancient power sleeps in the heart of Thylea, and when it awakens, the age of Mitros will come to an end. Just as my broken body falls to ruin and decay, so too shall all mortal things come to death and darkness. No prophecy will save you."
I want to walk over, grab it by
Like,
the horns, and just cock its neck sideways and break it.
Ooh.
As you
Ooh.
do start to do that, uh, Kyra will lay her hand on your arm and say, "You do not intend to offer it a sacrifice?
Yes, to all the gods.
You must choose one,
Pick a god and a god. Mm.
and it must be offered in the ritual fashion. If you do this, the gods will be displeased. Up to you."
I believe I would sacrifice it to the god of Pythor.
One of five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the god of battle.
It's your kill. Um, do with it what you will, and I kind of hold the hole in my side from the tusk, and don't offer any sort of suggestion one way or the other. But I kind of have a forlorn look when you pick Pythor.
Yep. Kyra says, "You must gather the wood for the sacrificial bier upon which you will offer it."
At once. And I start heading towards any
All right, you guys
Yes.
spend
limbs.
you guys spend a while gathering up wood and things for the altar of sacrifice, and lay the boar out upon it. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you said sacrificial beer, I thought we were just gonna grip
no,
it and rip it with Pythor. Like,
no. You have to burn it. So so Kyra will light a torch and say, "Who is going to make the offering?"
I will. It is my kill.
All right, she will hand you the torch.
All right. I'll take it over. over and light it.
All right. As the flames begin to lick at the limbs and the wood that you've placed under this boar and begin to eat at the body of this beast, the ground begins to shake and there is a thunderclap. And you take that as something of an acknowledgement from Pythor that he has been pleased with your offering.
I give a big smile and look around.
Yeah, I'm hanging my head down. Still.
All right.
Eleftheria has really no reaction to this.
Okay.
Everyone, he is pleased. We've done good.
Well,
So it was a good kill. And I kind of slunk away and eat a few of my berries.
So Kyra will help tend to your wounds, and with the healing magic that she is able to summon up, she will heal all of you. And she says, though others have failed, you slew the corrupted boar that plagued the lands of west of Mitros. Your names will be everywhere celebrated as the heroes of the Heartlands. Now you must come to the Temple of the Oracle to claim your reward.
All right, where is this temple?
She said, let us retire to the inn, and it has been a long day's hunt, and tomorrow I will lead you.
Thank you.
Sounds good to me.
You will learn more of your destiny from the water nymph Versi, who is the legendary oracle who brokered the Oath of Peace. She's the daughter of Sidon, Lord of Storms, but she's always been an ally to the mortals of Thylea. Anything else you wish to do before heading back to the inn?
Did you say that she healed us? Was that correct?
Yes.
Or did you?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You have all been healed.
Do you think I could recall any could I make a check to see if I would know like if this oracle is affiliated with my patron in any way?
You can give me a religion check.
Yeah. Felt is a 2 plus 2, not bad. Okay. 12?
As far as you know, no. No
Okay.
more than you know everyone who predicts the whims of fate.
Fair enough. Was worth a check.
So you make your way back to the inn that evening. You also, Kyra will ask that you take up the body of Javon, the fallen hunter, so that he can be given a proper burial.
His body back to the inn.
Yep.
I think as they're doing that, Iffy is asking Kyra for like any information she has about Javon, like, you know, what his story was, and is writing it down in the book.
She says, unfortunately, I did not know him well. I merely hired him for the task of helping you as a tracker.
She writes a couple of notes down just of things she remembers, like died by gore strike, and that's about it.
All right. You make your way back to the inn for the evening. The mood in the inn upon hearing of your mighty deed, the other hunter goes and immediately starts telling about the battle and describing uh, the mighty blows that you scored upon the beast, and seems to be kind of downplaying, you know, the boar's attacks, and it makes it sound almost as if you effortlessly slew the creature. And so the entire inn becomes a buzz, and you spend the evening with people buying you drinks and toasting to your name as the heroes of prophecy. Is there anything in specific you would like to do during the evening?
During all the merriment, I guess I would still be kind of, you notice that I'm not really uh, engaging very much as possible. And I'm pretty short when we're in this public place.
Baxon?
Yeah, I want to walk over to Telemase and I'll be like, we tried talking to him. It didn't work.
Yeah, I fear that this time there will be no peace in resolving this divine conflict. That is what has me very somber here.
I understand.
And I take out sort of like a scrap of leather and start stitching my my leather tunic where I was gored by the boar.
All right. Yeah, you begin adding another patch.
Mm-hmm.
Put my hand
Eleftheria.
on his shoulder.
Actually today, she seems a little bit more sociable. She seems a little bit more open to conversation. She's kind of drinking wine, answering some questions from people. She seems pretty open to conversation at the moment.
Yeah, you have a number of young gentlemen, from the local community that have taken an obvious interest, especially now that you are one of the heroes of prophecy. You're not certain what they were whispering about you yesterday, but everyone seemed kind of standoffish. But now you can tell that there is a palpable difference in the way that you are being treated and the way that they are looking at you.
I see.
And Iffy.
I think Iffy is like probably like at first she's just like watching everything and writing things down, and then she has like a couple of drinks and she's walking to the bar going up to people and being like, you tell me something, and then like writing down anything that happened, and like sometimes they'll say something not super interesting and she'll be like, no, and then she'll walk away.
Do you know anything?
Do you know anything? So
Yeah,
just kind of collecting interesting tidbits.
yeah, they seem to be taken a bit aback by you and your mannerisms, but you are still offered drinks, and people keep, as you're asking them to tell them stories, they're saying, well, you must have heard of much greater, much more heroic deeds than I could tell as a simple farmer. And perhaps you would tell us a tale of some of the great deeds that you have seen.
So she kind of flips through the book and then she tries to find like stories in it that sort of correlate to like things that might be interesting to farmers. So maybe like stories about like a farm attacked by like a cyclops or something, and then like the great heroes that drove it away and that thing.
All right. So go ahead and give me a performance check. And be sure to switch that. I'll just go ahead and do that on your sheet.
Mhm.
Yep, go ahead and make a performance check for me. Yeah,
6.
so you open the Pars Memorias and begin recounting, uh, some of the information about the planting of crops and just very dry stuff about the farming and when the harvest time is and the care of the fields and things and people as you're telling this story and reading this that kind of looking at each other like, is this really happening? Is
That is
this
so
the
much more
great
on
tale?
for a good story.
Yeah, and they kind of begin to wander off and pay more attention to your compatriots.
I get really bogged down in the importance of cycling your crops so that it's like soybeans one year and then corn the next. And people just kind of my Iowa showing.
All right. Anybody else have anything that they want to do? All right. So the next morning you awaken, and once again before dawn, Kyra is up looking the same as she did the day before. Um, you're not sure that she even slept, uh, and she is waiting by the door for the three of you.
I
The
do
four,
my
the four of you.
yeah, I do my communicating with the fates again, and I cast identify, and I get 2 hit points.
All right. And the Temple of the Oracle lies about 15 miles to the west, up in the hills. And you set off on the road west. It lies between the Sour Vintage and the city of Astoria. And you make your way to this ravine, this chasm that goes between these two mountains. And give me 1 second and I will pull up the map for you. Well, there we go. Get ready, cat, cause big map.
Big map. How big a map we talking?
Big map.
It is a big map.
Yeah.
Extra thick boy.
That one even took me by surprise, Kat. You're not alone.
Zoom out. Zoom out.
Right. You guys are all on the map. Everybody able to see the map?
Yes.
Uh, all right. Yep, the Temple of the Oracle is located in a cleft in the earth many leagues from the nearest settlement. As you descend into the chasm, the forest disappears, replaced by the steep walls of craggy rock. Warm vapors rise from the cracks and vents along the floor. The floor of the chasm, filling the air with an eerie mist. You feel yourselves sweating from heat and exertion.
And I'm still joyful, by the way.
All right, so you have reason to be joyful.
Mhm.
And what are you doing?
Did you say it was clear that the the temple entrance was on the west there?
Yep.
On the left?
Yep. Yeah, you guys can see exactly what you see.
Okay.
Yep, there's a
Shall we?
string.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the waters look here? Do they look normal, or are they kind of misty?
They look. There is steam wafting off of the surface of the waters, and you can feel the heat. It's almost like a sauna in this chasm. Obviously, the waters must be supplied by some hot spring underground.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and just like touch the water with my toe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just see is it a nice temperature, or is it scalding?
It is quite hot, but not so much as to burn you.
All right.
And as you guys begin making your way toward the temple, out of some of the steam vents in the ground, there's smoke boiling out everywhere, and you see a number of demonic-looking creatures suddenly sprout up.
And they all look like M's.
Yep.
The most nefarious of letters.
Yep, they are red-skinned, very tiny, little, look like demons.
Dave, are they imps? Not imps, but imps?
Look kind of like imps. If your character would have a way of knowing
Yeah, I was making
what
a
an
joke
imp
because
is.
I'm making a joke because imps, because the M.
Right.
I'm gonna bail out of this joke.
Abort!
Sounds like I'm
Abort!
gonna leave the room.
It's too late. It's too
Bail out
late.
of this joke. I'm bailing out. Bail it out.
You're already gonna have to land this thing in the Hudson, all right?
That has never occurred for me.
All right.
Okay.
And
cool.
so the first of these imps, that he kind of flies over to the edge of the water across from you, Baxon, and he is going to try and blast you with his steam breath.
Real. Also, did this water look deep? Either one of them look very deep while I was
Looks like
inspecting it?
maybe knee high.
Okay, so tough to walk through, but not
Right. It would be difficult terrain to wade through the water, but not impossible to walk through.
And I would have let you guys know that the water was, some sort of indication. I would assume that the water wasn't burning hot, but pleasantly hot. If that's fair, is that sort of a thing that they would know by just seeing it, or is it something that we want to avoid? I don't know. I just thought I would let you guys, or I assume it's crossable anyway.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. So let's see. Which one are we doing here? This guy will fly over and hover about there and try to breathe steam on both of Eleutheria and Iphigenia.
are they hovering off the ground?
Just about 5 or 6 feet.
Okay.
Oof.
Yep.
Mhm.
Both of you make your saving throws.
Sweet.
Eleftheria.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast this dude. Rude. Actions too. There it is. Ah, so close to a critical hit. What does that? I assume that hits.
Yep.
Ready? And it does 6 points of Eldritch Blast damage. And I don't have anything I can do for a bonus. Can't move. Alright, I'd like to fly up a little bit and get maybe just a little bit over this water.
All right.
And I want to fly maybe about 10 feet off the ground.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alright. And that'll be my turn.
All right.
Yeah, grip it and rip it. Let's go,
Back.
bro.
Backs.
All right. I'm going to run across the water here
All right.
and to over here.
Yep.
And attack this guy with my axe.
Yep. As you do, you get over there and you run through this cloud of steam that he's standing in, and I need a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty.
Oof.
Yep. So you take 7 points of damage from the steam that's boiling out of the vent that he is standing in.
Ouch.
Okay. I'm going to go into rage
All right.
and an attack.
Yep. You swipe at him with your axe, and you hear bones crunch in its shoulders and just open up a huge gash across its midsection. And looks like, almost a mortal blow. And the other one will, the last of the little imps is going to move forward, and he is going to fly up and try to claw at you, Eleutheria.
Alright. Out of my melee range.
Yep, and his claws try to swipe at you, and they catch in your cloak and maybe rip a few feathers off your wings, but don't do any real damage.
Mhm.
Telmase.
All right. Again, I'm gonna, with my shield up in front of me, I'm gonna move around the little pond here
Mm-hmm.
and come in behind him.
Now keep in mind that he and Eleftheria are about 10 feet up.
Oh, they are 10 feet up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How about this this guy over here though, number one?
He is on about 5 feet.
Okay, then I'll walk by this guy because I assume he can't reach.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Once again, he is in this cloud of steam hovering over one of these vents, and as you get within 5 feet of him, you need to give me a dexterity check.
Saving throw.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw, sorry.
Cool.
Yep, and you're able to avoid the cloud of steam billowing out.
All right, cool. And I'm gonna break out my claws again
Mm-hmm.
and be as ineffectual as
Yeah,
possible.
he is really small, really quick, and you just can't seem to hit him. He's flittering all around, and the steam's getting in your way, so that you can't really see him well.
All right. That's my turn. I will. Forgot to hit the button.
Iffy?
Okay. I'm going to look at the Mephit that is sort of sparring with Eleutheria, and I'm gonna say, you have an awkward gait when flying. Vicious mockery.
Nice.
Wings have a gate.
Jeez.
All right, go ahead and target him and cast your spell.
I think she did.
Yep. Just not showing up.
Yeah, it showed up.
Yep,
Mhm.
you've got him targeted.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
He made his saving throw.
Yeah.
All right, and then bonus action, I will say to Eleutheria, your fly gate, fine. And then she has bardic inspiration.
Again, confused, but takes it.
This is how you make. That will be my.
All right. The last one is going to join his friend, and he is going to try to breathe steam on you, Jimmy.
All right.
Baxon.
Uh-oh. I feel like I should have. Oh no.
And you manage to dodge out of the way. So the one directly in front of you, he is also going to try to breathe steam on you. But once again, you see him taking in this breath and know immediately to dive the other direction and manage to evade it.
With my life reflexes.
Yeah. And so the one that you tried to hit, Thylea, is going to try to claw you back. And he is a lot more accurate with his claws.
Oh god. Oh.
Yeah, and he slashes you, and not only do you feel the ripping and tearing of the flesh as his claws just rip through the leather breastplate that you're wearing, but tendrils of fire lick along behind it, searing at the wounds.
Mm.
And
I let out
Eleutheria.
a terrible scream just as he rips into my flesh. I am not in a good place.
Eleutheria.
Alrighty. Your spells have disadvantage if you're in melee range, correct?
Ranged attacks are at disadvantage in melee range, correct?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not gonna attack the guy in me. I'll leave him for another day, but I will weaken this dude right over here. That dude. I'm gonna go ahead and try to cast Chill Touch since I saw the fire coming off of it. a little bit
Yeah,
more damage.
any attack you make at range while you are in melee is at disadvantage, whether
Yeah.
it's at the person you're in melee with or not.
Yeah, and that hits the other dude, the Steam Miffit #1.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Chill Touch is a ranged attack.
yeah, I'm not attacking the guy in front of me.
It doesn't matter if you are in melee with somebody.
Oh, okay. Okay,
All
yeah, I
of
got it
your
now.
melee attacks, your ranged attacks, have disadvantage.
Gotcha.
You do have that bardic if you need it.
I do.
So
Okay, I'll go ahead.
I'll need another attack roll if that's what you're gonna do.
In that case, I'll target the one in front of me then,
Okay.
and I'll go ahead and use the inspiration. And is that just a straight roll then? If it's just
Well,
yeah.
Okay, straight roll. Okay, so I'll gonna do Chill Touch on the dude in front of me.
No, her bardic inspiration just gives you a die 6, is it, Eleutheria?
Yeah.
Right now.
Die 6.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll a disadvantage and then add the +6 or the die 6. Not if it's a critical miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you swipe at him or try to lash out with your Chill Touch, and he just manages to evade out of the way.
Okay, and I'll just then that'll be my turn, I suppose. Can't fly anywhere, so
Bax need another dexterity saving throw as you're still within that cloud of steam that is gushing out of that vent that he is standing in. And so you take 5 fire damage.
Uh-oh.
And you may go. All right. That is a hit.
All right.
Yep. Again, you slash at him, and he kind of dips in the air, but starts flapping his wings again and regains the height that he had lost. Anything else?
No, I'm done. Sorry.
All right. So the one you just tried to hit Eleutheria is going to try and claw back at you.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses.
Yay.
Telemase?
Okay. I am going to go ahead and use Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm kind of glad I decided to pick that up for this round.
Don't forget to target yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
I dropped the die on the map, like on my character.
Got
it. Roll real well. I'm doing well today.
It happens.
Oh man. So I managed to like heal myself slightly, but still in pain, even as the healing energy kind of hits my burned body. And yeah, I'm gonna stay right there.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and advance the tracker, please.
Yep. It should do it, right? Nope, it did not.
There
we go.
It did. All right. Iffy.
All right, I am going to bonus action healing word Thylea.
Okay.
The ones are flowing tonight.
Yes, they are.
Fine wine.
It all started with me with a critical fail.
Right. It's okay. We're getting them out of the way, and then the rest of the campaign is going to be crit, 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 but the good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then for my full action, I'm going to target Mephit number 3. When I think Mephit, I think like the Muppets. So I'm just imagining these like Muppety demons in the sky. And I'm going to shoot my short bow at it.
Okay. That is a hit.
Critical hit. Hell yeah. All right, and then roll under damage. 8 damage.
You skewer it right through the chest with an arrow, and
that targeted her on X.
Oh, it targeted.
Yep, you did it. You targeted yourself again.
Come on, Brittany. I did the control click control clicky thing again.
Yeah, you are targeting yourself. So let's see.
That's really a metaphor for a lot of.
Yeah, you did 8 damage.
Yes, to the move it.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, someday I'll get this right. Probably not today.
You could also drag the roll over top of the character that you want to hit.
You're aiming it at. Okay.
Yeah, and even if you make the mistake, the DM can also do that.
Right.
And it'll assign new targets and new damage, but you can do it before your roll. Like,
good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Baxon, the Mephit that is attacking you, is that breathed fire at you last time, is going to try and claw at you, and does so. And you also feel the claws kind of rip at you, and your leathery, tough hide doesn't do too much, but there's also a searing pain as if his claws are red hot pokers as they dig into your flesh.
I don't think that damage was done right because it says that now she is dying.
Yeah, I went ahead and I put myself back to 15, but I'm wondering.
Yeah, she accidentally, as she was redoing her damage, she typed like 254. So as soon as she typed that, it started showing she was dying, and then when she corrected it, that fixed it. So actually, I'm showing you're at.
Have 254 hit.
I'm showing you're at 15 wounds. You shouldn't be at any, should you?
Yeah, no, she shouldn't. Yeah.
There you go.
What the
All right.
I'm used to roll 20 way where it does the opposite.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Yep.
It happens.
Yep. All right. So,
making
thanks,
sure
Kat.
Kosher.
I did not notice that. All right. And with that, we will go back to the top. And he will continue attacking. The other one continues to attack at you, Bax. And misses. And the next one will try to claw at you, Telemase. Am I pronouncing that right, by the way?
Yeah, Telemake is fine. K or yeah, Telemake.
Okay, either
hard C.
Hard C.
But yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Yeah, he tries to claw at you, and you manage to duck out of the way, and he just gets a handful of cloak.
Finally.
He doesn't hit. Okay.
Eleftheria.
So, all right. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna try to at least get one of these. I'm gonna ignore the guy in front of me, and I'm gonna try to my Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna try to get this one that's hanging on out of Baxton's face. Roll it damage. Right. Don't fuck me, Gil. Misses. Damn it.
It did.
Gil fucked me.
Yep.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
Still have bardic inspiration if you want to try that.
I've already burned it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
Oh,
tried
sorry.
to burn. Yeah, that's where my critical fail came in. Okay, that's all I can do. So I'm just bump it next turn.
Bax another Dex saving throw.
Right.
And this time you're able to you're getting the hang out of where you need to stand to avoid the gouts of steam boiling from this geyser. And you can go ahead and make your attacks.
All right. I miss.
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. The one that's been attacking you, Eleftheria, is going to try to breathe steam at you.
Mm-hmm.
I said he tries to breathe steam at you, and you are able to dodge out of the way. You're kind of getting the habit, all of you are noticing, when they're getting ready, taking in that breath and getting ready to blast out this huge gout of steam and, to duck out of the way. Telemachus.
Okay. I'm going to move here around this one and target both of the methods there and use my thunder wave. And that shouldn't, yeah, that's 15 feet to this guy, so it's outside of her range.
Okay.
We'll try it this time. Yay!
Hey, they both failed to save.
Yep, so
Okay.
the one that is fighting Eleftheria
There.
is blasted out of the air and plummets to the ground in the middle of the pool. And the other one, how far does that send him flying?
10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
So he is blasted over there, kind of rolling across the ground, head over heels, and winds up directly beneath Eleftheria on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This
Yep, advance the tracker. Yep, iffy.
I do target not myself this time. I'm going to target the thing that is not me. This move in front of me, and I'm going to shoot it with short bow. Try.
Yep,
I'm gonna
your
guess that's a
arrow
hard
goes
fail.
skittering across the chasm.
AC is in fact higher than 3. And then as a bonus action, I look over to Bax and I go, you have hooves and I have, and that's a thing we have in common. And then he has bardic inspiration.
So weird. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, this is the weird. That is saying something.
Oh no, this is that was a little bit in character comment.
So weird.
I'm as a player, I think it's awesome.
So
Like,
weird.
11K would be like, it's weird. Weird way to compliment people. Nice gait while flying. We both have hooves.
This is a thing we have in common.
Buddy.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, anything else?
That's gonna be it. Moving on.
All right. the Mephit is going to try and slash at you again, Baxon, with his little claws. And
Oh.
yep, his claws rip through you, and they don't seem to do that much damage, but it's that burning, searing fire that just gets to you, and the pain becomes just too much, and you collapse to the ground.
No.
My hoof friend.
If only that wasn't in melee range constantly.
All right, and so the other one that you had been fighting will fly over and try to breathe steam on Eleftheria. No, he doesn't. He's used that up, so he will just try to claw her. And you're able to duck out of the way.
They just cannot hit me today.
No, yeah, you are dodgy.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that was on the ground will get up, and kind of shake himself off, and immediately fly back over to try and attack you, Thylea. Once again, you're flapping your cloak in his face and doing everything you can to distract him and keep him off of you successfully.
Starting to move around like a boxer with my shield. Start to feel the whole rhythm of this whole thing.
Yeah,
You
float
gotta
like
throw
a
him off his
butterfly,
rhythm.
sting like a bee.
Yeah.
You gotta throw him off
Yep.
his rhythm. Street smarts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eleftheria.
So, I'm that
You're turning into a robot.
Yeah,
oh,
you're.
sorry. Audio issue. Sorry. I'm getting a little fed up with the fact that she's not hitting anything with her spells. She's just gonna take out a dagger and try to stab this thing and try to finish it off.
All right.
And it
Yeah, you pull out your dagger and more in frustration than anything and stab at it. And
and it killed it.
yeah, and just jab it right in the eye, and it kind of squeals and flaps and falls to the ground.
So uncivilized. And I at that I'm going to see that kind of Tele has that kind of handled, and I'm gonna go ahead and fly. Let me move the map a little bit. And fly 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm gonna fly over there and get ready to. Actually, well, it's over here. So it'll be 2, 3, 4, 6. About right. I'll fly about right there, and I'll get ready to attack that the dude that's over there.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Bax has failed his first death save.
Oh God. Not the first episode. We just established things.
And that Mephit is dead. The remaining one is now going to immediately, seeing that you have killed 2 of its friends, it's going to fly over to you and try to.
Get out of my melee range.
Uh-oh. That's
Yep.
me.
What's that?
I think you're having me target things.
Oh. Wait.
No.
Tracker is showing Thylea
Yeah.
right now instead of.
Oh, yep. Why did that? Okay, I guess it should be your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna target this guy in front of me. And this time I'm gonna, feel in the moment. I'm definitely gonna roll well this time, bouncing around on my toes. Kind of fling my shield up and jab him with my elongated claws. Finally! And oh sweet. I grab him by the throat and sort of rip with my claws as I pull him out, dealing
Yep.
10
Yeah.
poison damage.
Acid.
Acid.
Oh, acid, sorry.
Yep. So, yep, your claws dripping with this acid just slice into his throat, leaving huge bubbling wounds where as the acid eats away at the flesh.
Sweet. And that's my turn. Did it not do it? Okay.
There we go.
I put on my hot bar and I'm trying to click it there and it's just not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Iffy.
Sorry.
I'm going to throw a healing word at Baxon.
Okay.
Monday.
Hey, you're back.
Plus 3. Yeah. And then I will target him anymore. And then I'm gonna aim a vicious mockery at this mephit that's next to Thylea, and I just go, you got attacked and that looked painful. Mockery.
And he fails his saving throw. That seems to hurt him deeply in his heart as
Yeah, it did.
as you revel in his pain. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And then, oh, wait, I get to roll damage for a thing? 1 again. Plus,
Yep, and
plus
he
1.
falls out of the air.
Oh my god. I hurt his feelings to death.
You hurt his feelings to death after I ripped his throat out.
Right.
And you get the kill. Come on.
He can't live any longer. He couldn't bear it any longer.
It's like that. It was too awkward to follow up that insult, and he was just like, "No, it's my."
Oh man, I'd be really upset. My friends and I play with like candy and as characters sometimes, so whoever kills it gets to eat it. And I would have been a little bit upset.
All right.
They call it Dungeons and Diabetes.
Diabetes.
All right. So, did you advance the tracker?
Mhm.
All right. So the sole remaining Mephit, thinking better of their plan now, realizing that with his friends dead, there is not really much hope. He flies out and flies down one of those steaming vents and out of your sight.
All my friends are dead.
And Baxon is still lying on the ground. Oh, no, he's not, because you restored him 3 hit points. Yep. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
All right, I kind of fly down and I get over about here and I fly down and I land. How is everyone? Is everyone well?
That was close. That was close for a little bit. Thank you for your healing, Iffy.
You're welcome. It's a bit humid, but I'm fine.
Bit humid.
I'm a tad uncomfortable.
I'm not built for this climb. But
The last thing I remember is you talking about my hooves.
We both got them. It's a thing we have in common. So that's a thing.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. It's probably annoying.
Well, shall we rest for a bit? Or since I see not everyone here is as good of shape.
I could do with the rest, but we are here to see the Oracle. We might need to proceed, not keep them waiting.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, maybe we should proceed with caution first. Somebody.
I'll scout ahead. I kind of fly up a little bit, and I get to about 30 feet, so that's...
Okay. So as you approach the temple,
right here, just for Elixir.
Yep, the massive temple has been built directly into the wall of the canyon. Towering columns support a pediment that is carved from the rocky cliff face. A marble frieze of Sidon sits enthroned above the center columns, his black glaive in one hand. Standing at the center of the portico are 4 men clad in bronze mail and bright blue cloaks. So we'll kind of move them to where you can actually see them.
Do they look friendly?
They're standing there looking out as if they were trying to watch the battle you just engaged in.
Hail, are you all friendly?
And they kind of look at one another and brandish their spears and, "You're not welcome here. You need to move on."
We were sent here. We were sent to see the Oracle.
The Oracle's not receiving any visitors.
This is troubling. I kind of look to my companions and I kind of bring them along. Kind of nudge them and be like, what was that lady's name?
Yep, Kyra is with you. And she will whisper to you, "I believe those are men from the Order of Sidon. That they shouldn't be here."
Shall I get rid of them?
If we want to see the Oracle, you must.
Very well.
Kyra, can you lend me some of your healing powers?
Oh, apologies. I had said Sidon, that is one of the fiendish titans. More fiendish titans. Under my breath. Do we... I unfortunately don't have any energy left in me to
Heal.
to provide any more healing.
Yeah.
Ira, do you think you can help us out with that?
She will say, "I will assist you but this once. You must not rely on me, but on your own might and skills. You are the heroes of prophecy." And she will cast a healing word on Bax for...
Can't do everything. We're only level 1.
She will heal Bax for 6.
Better than it was.
Yep.
Do you think we can... These men don't seem to have interest in engaging in any sort of
conversation,
nor do they seem to want to engage us in any sort of combat at the moment. Do you think that the Oracle is in some grave danger, or maybe we can...
Apparently they're not supposed to be here, so... I kind of crack a little bit of Eldritch energy in my hands and I say, "Move or die."
Okay.
Give
Intimidation
me
check.
an intimidation check.
Nope.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, 2.
Yeah.
I totally. Okay.
For just a second, you see their spears dip and waver, and they kind of look at each other. You can see that even as feeble as that attempt was, they are trembling. But they kind of steady up, and, with kind of a trembling voice, he says, "You better leave, or we'll have to give you a thrashing."
And I place my hand on or I hold my hand out and
You can touch my
in-
foot. I'm flying up.
next, next time try with a blessing from the gods, and I
Guidance.
give you guidance. just I mean, it's not gonna last forever, but whatever you do next, I
right.
just wanted to make sure you knew.
All right. All right. Let me see what this does. I've not played Warlock in a little bit.
Let's see what this does.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna do that quite yet. All right. So Elfir kind of rolls her eyes, a little bit more annoyed than anything else, and I cast Eldritch Blast at the first dude because this is just getting ridiculous at this point. Oh wait, hold on. Why is that coming from you? It's very strange. Trying to target. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just Eldritch Blast the first guard because apparently they're not supposed to be here.
All right. Go ahead.
All right.
And let me just go in the wrong tab. And grab it.
I'm gonna move back a step
All right.
to give her
And
that.
I have guidance, so is that 1d4?
Not for this. It's only for ability checks.
Oh, for ability checks. So I miss.
You fire a bolt, and but I will let you give another intimidation check
All right, I'll
to
take
play that off as a warning shot.
a warning shot.
Can Iffy go, that was warning shot, and give her the help action?
Oh.
All right, I can take the help action. So that's it's advantage with the help action.
Yeah, the help action will give you advantage.
All right. Alrighty. I think a 19 will do it.
Yep. So, they
I said move or die.
and they kind of all yell, "We can't stand against this kind of sorcery!" And they begin running into the further into the temple.
Awesome.
Problem solved. All right. Shall we then?
Oh wait, did it already take my 1d4 into account?
I mean, no. I could have rolled it, but like I got a 19, so I think I was good.
Yeah, the effect that I have on my sheet I should be applying to myself. I'll have to write a script for the actual adding 1d4.
It's all right.
I'll do that next time.
It's all right.
Okay.
All right. So, kind of my wings fluff a little bit of pride, and I say forward.
And I will go ahead and add Kyra with you guys just so you know where she's at.
Are we ready to proceed, lady?
Yes, we shall.
All right. So you make your way further into the interior of the temple. And give me one moment while we switch maps here.
New map incoming.
Yep, and the inner chamber of the temple is dominated by a massive bronze statue of Sidon, who sits upon a throne at the rear of the cella. At the foot of the statue is a rectangular pool which reflects the light of 4 large braziers into rippling patterns on the ceiling. 5 men clad in bronze mail and bright blue cloaks are gathered around the sacrificial bier. They appear to have taken the temple attendants hostages. One of the hostages is shouting loudly at the soldiers. You would be back here.
Oops, sorry. Trying to move the map.
Yep, hold on. Let's see. Was wrong. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. Play nice. Soldier 2. And Soldier 3. Yep, the soldiers that you scared from the front seem to have run out and joined their compatriots inside. And one of them runs up to the man who is arguing with the priest and is pointing back in your direction. And what would you guys like to do?
Shit.
Are you going to continue to advance and start combat or engage in dialogue? What would you like to do?
Probably, definitely not combat. Engage in dialogue here.
Yes.
And basically say, "Oh, go ahead."
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
We come in peace here. We mean nobody any harm in this obviously hallowed place.
You see the soldier that's talking to the priest, and he takes his plumed helm and puts it on his head. And the guard that had come running up and was gesturing to him and pointing your direction, he punches him across the face and says, "You cowards! I told you to kill them before they could make it to the temple. Attack, you fools!" And we will go to initiative.
I had the perfect spell, but I'm out of slots.
Oh no.
Yeah,
And I can't
so
catch our person, so oops.
one of the soldiers is going to rush forward and immediately try to target Bax and stab him with his spear. That did not target Bax. But he's got Bax targeted, so why did that not? I am assuming that a 22 hits.
Yes.
Don't think we should stay here.
And he does 2 points of damage. Eleftheria.
Since you all choose not to accept a peaceful auction, we will force it upon you. All right, and I will target the soldier in
Yep.
front of
So,
Pax.
yep. And so the B token, that is
Yeah.
Breaka. That's the lead guy. The A are the acolytes that of the temple. They're non-combatants.
Mm-hmm.
And P is the priest that he was arguing with.
Alrighty. Alright. I'll attack the soldier in front of Baxton. I don't want him to take too much damage.
Okay.
Go ahead and use chill touch. Natural 20.
Yep.
And that's 2d damage. And let me read the second part of the spell real quick. And he I assume he's not undead.
Nope.
Yeah. So tell them the hand clean. All right. He cannot gain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Yep,
Until then, the clock.
Yep. Go ahead and click the second effect button.
Oh yeah.
Both the two effects.
Both of them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of them makes it so he can't regain hit points, and the other one grants disadvantage on his attacks.
Alrighty. And as a bonus action, I would like to cast Hex on the dude right there. Him.
Okay.
And go and pull up Hex.
On which one? On
the
Breaka. Okay, got it.
All right, so I pull out a Eye of Newt, and I kind of grasp it, and I focus, and I look at him, and this kind of bluish, blackish energy kind of circles around him. And wait, let me make sure there's not a. Oh, I didn't mean to click that again. I just wanted to see if it did anything. This.
Okay.
All right, got it. Okay, so it doesn't do anything this turn, but if I hit him, it will. Just make sure that didn't do anything twice.
All right. No, it looks good.
Dope. All right, that'll be my turn. Wait. I'm gonna bump it. Yeah, for some reason the hotbar is not working.
Yep. Okay, so
Oh no, it did work. Never mind.
Yep. The soldier, seeing that, runs up, and he is going to toss a javelin at you, Eleftheria. And he missed. And why are you giving disadvantage on his attack?
I don't know. Why am I?
Oh, your thing. The effect is on you. It says
Oh,
grants
the damn it.
disadvantage.
Yeah, sorry. Apparently it targeted me.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure my hex is on the dude and not me.
Yeah. Go ahead and target him and apply that.
Yeah. All right. He's already targeted, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my hex.
Yeah.
And not have that 3 in the name.
Okay. So.
Did I get it this time? No, I didn't. What the fuck?
Well, okay. It added the one extra 1d6 damage to you.
Yeah.
If you target him. So when you hit him, you will do an extra die 6.
Okay.
But it did add to him. No, it didn't add to him anything.
Yeah, because I have him targeted.
Okay. Yeah, it should do that to him, but I don't know what was given the disadvantage to their attack.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You might have hit the dodge action.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so
maybe
there we go. That's
all my time playing Zephyr, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you succeeded on your concentration check.
Yay.
And the priest will turn and try to hit Breaka with his club.
Hey, there he goes.
And that does 3 points. This one of the soldiers that you guys had scared off will run up and try to hit Thylea. He will draw his short sword and try to stab you. And you just parry that out of the way with your shield. And the next soldier, he will also try to throw a javelin at Eleftheria. And hit you, and you still keep up your concentration. And the next soldier, he will run over and try to stab Baxon with a spear and miss. And he will try to stab Iffy.
Excuse me.
Yes, how rude.
Mm-hmm.
In a church.
And he misses. Braica. He will punch the priest in the face with his gauntlet. Actually, yeah. Or hit him with a club.
That's
And
a lot of D4s you just rolled.
Yeah, that was not what it should have been. But yeah, he hits the priest. And we'll just take those first 4. That's those first 3, so 10 damage. And the priest drops to the ground. Telemachus.
All right, I'm going to again pull out the familiar claws and attack the soldier that was attacking Braxton.
Okay.
And drop this down there.
That's it. Yeah, you just the acid of your claws just eats right through his armor and digs into the wounds, and he screams as his skin and muscle starts dissolving and falls to the ground.
All right, and yeah, that'll be my turn. And pass. Yep.
Iffy.
All right. I'm going. So if I were to make a attack at Braica, it'd be at disadvantage, right?
Yes, if you
Melee.
made a ranged attack at him, it would be at disadvantage.
Okay, I don't want to risk that right now. So I'm going to make a stab at the soldier in front of me with. Is it pronounced Zephos? Do we know? It's a
Zephos,
short
yes, a Zephos.
Okay.
Yeah, he just bats it away with his shield.
And then that will be my.
All right. Oh, I think that soldier somehow got removed and not on the board. So he will run up and try to hit the guy that just killed one of his compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses you. Bax.
All right, I'm going to enter rage.
Got it?
All right, and oops, I didn't mean to click that. Oh, I guess yeah, it does that. Okay. I'm targeting the one in front of Telemachus and attacking it.
And you miss. Yeah, you start to go to swing and you step on Telemachus' cloak and kind of lose your footing and stumble a bit, and your swing goes wide.
Hey, do I still have Bardic Inspiration?
You do.
You do.
Or can I roll that
Yes, you may.
on this? Okay.
Oof.
You still missed.
Okay. It's worth a shot. Oh, and that's it.
All right. This guy is going to try, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll move up just a little bit and try to toss a spear at Baxon from a safe distance, a javelin.
Oh.
Eleftheria.
Alrighty. This is a sticky wicket. I don't have anything good at a short range.
Do it.
You are 10 feet up, right? So you
Yeah,
are
I'm
out
still
of
flying, yeah.
melee with those guys.
That's
Yeah.
a good deal. Alright,
Am I allowed to free action like yell something, or
Yep.
is that not?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I would just say, I would yell, take out their leader. I've got nothing.
Alright. Alrighty, so I will continue to target the dude I'm targeting, and I will cast Eldritch Blast.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
And that is 7 points of damage.
Yep, you hit him with the Eldritch Blast, and the bolt of force hits him in the chest. And the necrotic damage from your hex just spreads out in a spider web. And he just barely grunts as the air is expelled out of his lungs. And he looks to try and fight and raise his shield and his spear and just falls forward in front of the altar.
Alrighty. And I kind of gesture with my staff, and kind of this eldritch energy kind of like crackles from it, and I say, "Stand down or join his fate."
You can give me a intimidation check with advantage.
Ready? And that is 19.
Yep, and the remaining soldiers looking extremely shaken and like their resolve has waned. And go ahead and pass the
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
yep.
And boop. Did I not boop it?
It didn't poop it.
I needed to boop it. Hotbar does not work.
All right. So this guy is going to disengage and run past his friends, and he's just trying to book it out. Is anybody going? Yeah. So are you guys going to stop any of them from fleeing? Because they are going to flee. That intimidation, they are truly shaken that you just blasted their leader down with a single spell, it seems like.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Wait, are we all running now, or is it that?
They are all running. They're fucking
They are running.
bolting.
I would tell them, yell to them, make sure you tell your compatriots what happens to those who stands in the way of those prophesied to.
The heroes of the Heartlands.
Yeah, there we go. The heroes of the Heartlands. I didn't want to name us.
DHR.
The lady already named us.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Theater.
Oh.
the heroes of prophecy is what she
Oh,
has
the heroes of
called.
prophecy. I thought you said the
Hobbs.
heart last.
Right.
The Heroes of Prophecy. Exactly. All right.
The hops. The
All
hops.
right. Yeah. So they are all going to run. Kyra goes over and will tend to the wounds of the priest, rousing him.
There is one soldier still there.
Get out of here. And as Proteus awakens, he says, "Ah, heroes, you arrived just in time."
and I land.
Sidon has sent emissaries to assault the oracle. He wishes her brought to the Tower of Praxis. He is enraged over this prophecy.
Where is the orc?
She
Should
is
be.
in the catacombs below. She breathes in the fumes of the springs and is granted her visions.
She gets high to me.
The humidity grants her powers?
Why would
I'll
an
have to
orc?
rethink this.
Why would he rid an oracle of his own temple?
Because she has prophesied that you will be heroes that will challenge him.
See.
He does not take kindly to prophecies that do not increase his grandeur.
Is she in danger right now?
The hag Helica is below with her, and we were left with Braica, so I do not know what has transpired. The
Should
key
we
to the catacombs below is in my chambers. And he points back through the double doors.
I don't know
Does-
If you will retrieve it, you may use it to access the catacombs below.
does the
In
hag
the
ever surface, or does she just stay down there all the time?
they have not been above. May I offer some healing words upon any of you?
Yes.
That would be appreciated.
He has 3 slots, so he can heal 3 of you.
If he's still at full health.
Okay, so he will do 1 on Baxon. And you heal 4. He will do
Good.
1 on Eleftheria, who looks to be seriously hurt. Oh, just lost Cat. Cat, are you still with us in chat? Guess not. All right.
It'd probably be best if you heal one of those who has received less healing than myself. So I kind of try and
He says,
give my.
as you wish, and he will heal Bax again. All right.
Thanks, Spectrum. Anyways.
Yeah, we saw you got kicked.
Thanks, Spectrum. Oh no, now we lost all the
I'll be back in a
Spectrum
second.
money.
Sorry, you don't have to hold up too much for me, but I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
All right. So it's about that time anyway. We will go ahead and take our a 5 to 10 minute bio break
Yeah.
and
Okay.
be right
Did you
back.
say bio break?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I have
That's-
never heard that before.
oh,
Really?
welcome to nerddom.
Yeah. All
Heal
right.
me, magic man. Heal me.
He did.
You did.
I thought I had the. Was I really that low? Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, David.
Wait, I think you're at full, aren't you? You're healthy.
It
She's-
says I have 7 HP on my character sheet. Should I just be
So
back to full? Because I can fix it right now.
On the party sheet, it shows you full.
yeah. So Baxon, Effigy, Telemachee. Where are you? There you are, all at the top. Yeah, I'm showing you with no damage on the.
Yeah, I'll go
tracker.
ahead and just fix. I'll just go ahead and fix it because like it's might be because I DC'd. That might have done it.
Yeah. I also had to unequip and re-equip my shield to get my AC to report properly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And these back on.
And remind me what the blessing of protection is from.
I think that's from my. Let me find it real quick on my notes.
It's
It might be.
warning thing, isn't it?
No, it's not. Is it from the doomed one thing that I have, or zoom in?
Yeah, because I'm not seeing.
Yeah, it's in the doomed one thing. It's divine blessing. You get a
all
plus
right.
1 to AC. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have that yet.
Oh well.
Yeah, you guys don't do that until you've completed all of the tasks for your epic path.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was so dodgy.
Right. So
Whoops.
Proteus has healed you, and he says, I have done what I can for today.
Thank you.
Now, where can we find this oracle again?
In the catacombs below, through the double doors on to your right. So the double doors over here at the top of the map, he says, that leads to the stairs that go to the catacombs. Through the left doors, you will find the entrance to our chambers, where you can find the key that leads to the catacombs below.
All right, we'll find your oracle.
We kind of move in this direction up to these doors.
Which
Would you mind
ones?
if-
The
the
lower
southern
or
ones?
upper?
The southern ones. I
Okay.
have the there.
Yep, got it. I see it.
And I want to like listen to make sure I don't hear any like those like I'm listening for sounds of soldiers or perhaps a hag or whatever, something moving in this hallway.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you hear nothing
Okay.
other than the crackling of torches and braziers.
So I kind of I turn and say, "Shall we?" And I look at Braxton to try and hold the door open for him.
Yes. It's
Baxton.
Baxon.
Telemachee is never going to get your name right. That's the
Yeah, I will probably pronounce his name 3 or 4 different ways, because in our Storm King's Thunder campaign, he had Baxley. Then in Curse of Strahd, it was Baxwell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he currently has in Tyranny of Dragons Baxelar, and now Baxon. And how I'm
sensing a
supposed to, as the
theme.
DM, keep all those names straight, I'll never know.
And then our 2 one-shots I had
Baxel.
Baxter and Baxel.
Yep.
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So yeah.
Sorry, hold the door open for Baxton.
Yep. You see a hallway that leads down across to the other side of the chamber, as well as another set of doors directly in front of you.
I think this way to grab the keys, guys.
Right.
And I'll listen here again as well.
All right. Perception check.
All right. Should have this ready.
Yep. Again, nothing but the crackling of flames and the wind in the chambers.
All right, I push the doors open for Baxton.
Yep, and he
Continue.
said his room was the last one on the right. Yep, and as you travel down, you see on the walls they're decorated with hoplite shields with swords crossed up on them on the sides of the walls. And at the end of the corridor is a burning brazier, and on the other end a small torch sconce. And
Side.
pause right there, guys. Let me adjust you. Yep. Because as you guys pass the midpoint of the hallway, the swords fly off the walls and begin to attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is this place? And I turn to defend myself from this flying sword. Does it have any? Is it just the sword floating in the air?
Yes, just the swords floating in the air, and we will
Damn, I can't intimidate
roll
a sword.
initiatives.
Not with that attitude.
And Thylea, it looks like actually we can remove these guys because they are not
Threaten it with rust.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, okay, so you would start with you, but you are surprised by swords flying off the walls. And the first sword is going to try and attack. He's close. It's closest to Iphigenia. No, Eleftheria. Man, I got both of your names confused.
Swap
Elefgenia.
them around.
It's going to attack Elefgenia. And it hits.
You mean me?
Does 9 points of damage. The next one in line will fly over your heads. You can make a, well, you're surprised, so no, you can't.
Yeah, no attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no opportunity attacks. It is going to attack Iphigenia and miss.
The luckiest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Truly have not taken damage.
And that
I was on
one
that streak, you know.
will attack
I was on that streak once.
Baxton
I knew what that was like.
and hit.
Oh shoot! For some reason, I had Blessing of the Gods on. That should not be correct.
And the last one will fly to the other side and attack Thylea.
Oh gosh!
Oh dear.
Third time I've been critically hit.
And
Oh,
just
God.
immediately skewer straight through you.
Oh. Well, it seems to be fate.
And he rolls a natural 1 on his
Oh God.
On a death saving throw?
on his death save.
No.
Oh man. There's just no way.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
Oh my god. Oh shit. We
See
don't
us, back, see us back next week for a completely different campaign.
Yep.
All right. Iphigenia.
Well, that impacts some things. I can't go like through and to get to Thylea to try and stabilize him.
Yeah, you
assuming.
can't. They're just swords. So, yeah, I'll let you occupy the same space as they do.
Okay.
Do they seem like they threaten her with an opportunity attack, though?
They definitely will.
Oh.
And the way they're critting made me squish. Okay, I'm going to hell do I do? I got I'm gonna look at the sword closest to me. Or right, yeah. You know how to do this. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna target that sword, and I'm gonna go. You're behaving in a way that is not standard of a sword, and that probably impacts social.
Yeah, so, yeah, they are immune to psychic attacks, psychic damage.
Oh,
So,
right,
yeah,
my
they're
cracker.
just animated swords. They're not really alive.
Crap. And then I guess I'll just take my full move over to Telemachus.
Okay.
And risk the opportunity attacks to see if in my next turn I can stabilize
Okay,
him.
so number 2 will try to attack you.
Well, if you probably can't occupy the same space as me, so you would be on top of Flying Sword 1 here, right?
There we go.
So
Right.
you'd only take one opportunity attack, I assume.
From number 2, correct.
Yeah.
So, and it missed.
Oh.
And that one will go ahead and attack. Let's untarget you. Why will it not stop targeting Iffy?
He craves blood. It's had a taste for
it
blood. He
will
wants more.
target Eleftheria. Which, why is it getting disadvantage?
I don't. I mean, 'cause I'm prone, maybe?
Are you prone?
Yeah, she's
I'm
down.
dead.
Oh.
I'm down.
Oh, you're down, so it wouldn't bother targeting you. It's only going to
Yeah.
target living things. So it will fly by and try to target Iffy.
Good thing the swords aren't smart enough to double tap. Hmm?
Yep. Okay. Do this way.
Why do you think I made the Street Fighter KO noises?
Man, every time I click to target Iffy, it targets itself.
Because you can't target
Oh, because
me.
it's already targeting. It's showing it's targeting Iffy, but instead it says it's showing targeting sword number 1. So let's just see what happens when it swings.
Oh, that's because sword number 1 is underneath her.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go.
Well, it's still. I mean, you can probably drag the roll over to her.
And you are hit.
You would
We
have
will
taken
move
any
them.
of the other rolls.
Right? All
All right. And Bax.
All right, I attack the one in front of me.
Go ahead.
And
That's a miss.
16 miss?
Did you target the flying sword?
Yeah, you said at flying sword number 4.
Oh. Yeah, their armor class is 17.
What the fuck?
Cool.
All right.
I'm gonna advance
Okay.
the combat tracker then, and
Eleutheria, you failed your first death save.
Uh-oh. Should have risked a long rest earlier.
Hubris causing a TPK would be very Grecian. So.
All right.
Yeah.
just
So-
going in to grab a key. Who would have thought?
I know. Sure. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. I
we're
was
just
like,
gonna
this
grab a
one
key.
will think this trap is devious.
I was thinking, why can't he go get the key for us? I mean, it's just right
He
there.
did
right?
mention the swords and the shields on the wall, and I was just
Oh.
like, "Yep,
Hmm.
swords and shields on walls. That sounds about right."
It's a trap. And that's a miss. All right. So, give me
They crit
just one
fail?
second. There's something I have to check.
I'm out of rages if that's what you're checking.
No, your rage lasts for an entire minute.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Mhm.
still raging.
Yeah, you're still raging. Unless you don't attack, it stays up.
Oh, okay. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah. So what I need to see.
Oh, I see. Baxton has 1 point of exhaustion.
Sorry, I didn't think that I would have to use this so soon.
Oh no.
So what is your epic path? Your cursed one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you just die?
Yep.
We'll see.
So all of a sudden, you see this skeletal robed figure appears at the end of the hallway. He's wearing long purple robes. His face is skeletal, and his eyes burn with green flame. And he reaches out his hands, and just bolts, a dozen bolts of magical energy sweep out and blast into all of the swords, uh, sending them flying down the hallway in shattered little pieces. He walks over to Iphigenia and, without a word, hands her. Well, you're not actually dead, are you?
Me?
No, I'm aware. Or
No, I'm
Iphigenia
talking
or
about
Eleutheria.
Telemachie.
So
Oh,
okay. No, I'm not dead yet. It's about.
Actually, yeah. So you just
Yeah,
died.
now I'm dead.
Yep. Yep.
I
Sorry,
knew
I
it.
hadn't
my
advanced the
God.
tracker. So,
Yeah.
yep, he blasts the swords, walks over to, steps over Eleutheria's body, hands Iphigenia a scroll, and then, with a wave of his hands, vanishes.
Sharon? Sharon? Yo, bored. What that scroll do?
That new.
Wait,
Yeah,
aren't you unconscious?
No, I'm still up.
No, the other one.
Yeah, the other one is unconscious.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
unconscious.
Eleutheria is still unconscious, so you guys will need to quickly.
Yeah.
I'll go to try and stabilize Eleutheria.
All right.
Tell
Yeah,
her
you
is dead.
you bandage her wounds and stabilize her.
And then I look at the.
What's that?
And then I'll look at the scroll that I was.
You cannot read that scroll. You're unsure what it does.
Is there any way to try and like get Telemachie, like do resuscitations or something, or like anything?
No, he is dead.
Full dead. Okay.
Yep.
I know 3 languages. Wake me up.
Yeah, I've got you stabilized. so you should be waking up at some point,
Tomorrow.
like tomorrow, because it kind
Um,
of heals.
We need to take a sleep.
No.
yeah, Kyra will ask, may I see the scroll?
Yes. Yeah, take it. And I'm still probably doing compressions on Telemachus, even though
Yeah.
it's clearly not going to work.
And she
Oh.
says, it is a scroll to raise those who have been slain from the dead.
I'm
It
pretty
is
sure these compressions are working.
It is a great boon that you have been given. It will only be given to you once.
Is there a price attached to it? Usually there's a price attached to most things. I was telling Eleftheria that the other day I bought rations, and then a few days before that I bought some ink, and there was transactions each time.
Do not question gifts of the gods.
Don't have to tell me twice. What can we do to bring this very pointy man back?
I believe that Proteus would be able to make use of that scroll for that purpose.
Okay, if he like runs it over to Proteus and is like,
Yeah,
the pointy one is dead. I need you to fix it.
Yeah, he will use the raise dead scroll to bring Telemachus back to life.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that key.
All right. Yep, you go ahead and go into the chambers, and it doesn't take you long to find the key exactly where Proteus had said that it was.
I was like, are you serious? You're going to walk in there after that? You're going to get trapped again.
Yeah, as you walk back down the hall, the swords reassemble themselves.
Yeah.
No.
The key flies off the wall and stabs you in the eye.
We've been waiting for Bax for a long time. What happened?
Yeah.
And you go in there and find a key shoved into his heart.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of any floating swords.
So, yes, you are now alive.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I find it really hard to believe that I would be able to keep covered for this. Does that make sense?
Yes, you definitely were revealed.
Okay, so my you might have found it odd to see the snakes in my hair, but when I get resurrected, when the scroll, the resurrection happens, the snakes would just shoot up alive as I would, probably shoot
Right.
up dramatically with no hood on and my snakes and myself alive. Would I just come from blackness? Like I assume.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to patch that. And I look down at my tunic, where the swords ran me through. What happened?
I'm so sorry. I think that I gave you snake hair.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
scoop up.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
you have
I
returned
can't.
to life with one hit point.
I truly, this is.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's
Please.
okay.
Forgive me.
It's far better than being dead. This is fine. This is fine. I like snakes.
You're surprisingly okay with this.
Yes. I mean, I'm fairly it's concerning, but I just did have a sword pierce my heart. I think this is a good trade-off.
As you're saying that, Proteus will say, I noticed that as I was performing the ritual to heal him, to raise him using the scroll, this condition already afflicted him.
Oh no, I did it with the compression. I knew I shouldn't have done it.
I'm gonna go over, scoop up Eleftheria, and walk over and say, "Can you heal this little one as well?"
I have no healing magic remaining for the day.
Is there a cot I can lie her in back here?
Yes, use any one of our chambers.
Okay,
Check
so
her
I'll,
for snakes.
Is
And
I
there
didn't give her
it'll
is
snakes.
there
be
one without any swords?
yeah. You will regain 1 hit point in 2 hours,
Yep.
Eleftheria.
I'll
Yep.
go lay her
Just
down on one of the cots.
Yeah. So
But-
you guys wait a couple of hours. The rest of you can take a short rest, or would you like to wait until she wakes to take your short rest?
Oh shoot.
please,
Uh,
I'd like my spells back.
We're probably gonna want to wait until she gets back to
All
take the
right.
short rest.
Yeah.
So you
2
guys
to-
have to delay about 3 hours, but then
I
you
would
are
definitely. Oh, sorry. I'd ask Prometheus or what's his name? What was his name?
Proteus.
What the deal with the swords were? Like, I'm like, what the hell was
It's
that about?
It must be the work of Helica. What she
Okay.
did
Must be
after
on our toes.
what she did after Braicus took us, I do not know.
Okay. Oh, so this would be a delay of like 3 hours, right?
Correct. And you guys take your short rest. You can all spend whatever hit dice you wish.
Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
That's gonna be 1 regained hit point for Tele.
Why
Three-
did you have to even make a Oh,
Are we doing the max, like max points on a hit die in this campaign if we do the other one, or are we doing rolls for hit die?
go ahead and do. We'll go ahead and do max. Yeah,
Max.
that. Yeah, and so what we do, Telemachie, is when you spend hit dice, you automatically get the maximum back for that hit die, but you get back fewer hit dice on a short rest.
Right.
So
On a long rest?
until you hit on a long rest. Instead, you get back 1 hit die up to 5th level, then 2 up to 10th level, and so on.
Okay, so that would be 9 back for myself.
Yeah, so you would get your whole hit die back.
And I wake up.
Can you clear the blessing of the? I assume I don't have blessing of the gods. It's on my sheet.
No, you don't. Oh, yep.
It's in my effects for some reason. Oh man. This is a crit 3 times. This character is doomed. I'm just saying.
But I'm supposed to be the doomed one.
Aren't
I
you?
know.
Aren't you glad you
Well-
started with 5 extra hit points?
Yeah. Apparently, I'm doomed and cursed.
Right. All right.
If he is still marked as dying for me for some reason.
You should be able to go into your character sheet. I'm showing you're unconscious.
Oh, if he's adding, again, I think you're adding.
Yeah, you're adding to your wounds. Britt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it, Brittany. I'm not dying.
You subtract, not add.
Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do time zones and I can't do basic math, but I have the skills.
All right.
Oh. I got the. Oh, and I definitely spend the 2 hours we waited for her to wake, patching my leather.
Okay.
Mhm.
You patch your armor even more.
Exactly. I have scraps of leather, just like in abundance.
All right.
Iphigenia is just like copiously writing down the whole situation that just
Mhm.
happened. Just like, and yep, and then that one fell dead, and then that one fell dead, and then I gave a man snake hair, and we're gonna have to figure that one out.
I come back out after I've awakened, like seemingly a little unfazed, and I say, "That was unfortunate." Mhm.
You think it's bad on you?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's got hair. I mean, snakes for hair now.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
was was unaware we were traveling with the Medusa.
It's a
Weren't until I made him one.
You what?
I kind of shrug and raise my hands like behind Iphigenia, like so she doesn't see. But I'm just like, like clearly, like I guess I'm kind of going with this.
She
But
blinks.
also plausible deniability as to whether or not I actually was or was not a Medusa beforehand. I'm not admitting to anything, but at the same time.
She got an inspiration.
Yeah, so did Telemachus.
Mhm.
Oh, sweet.
Both of you.
Oh.
Awesome.
Shall we get the key?
Got it.
Oh.
And I jingle it out.
All right, then. If we are prepared, forward then.
Oh, I lost all my note cards.
Oh no.
Oh, I got them. Sorry.
Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Forward.
Let's step a little more cautiously now.
Good.
I tuck my snakes back up into my hood again.
All right.
Just in case.
Correct. Okay, Bax, you unlock the door with the key, and you see a hallway leading down, leading to a set of stairs going down.
I'm gonna stick my head in and take a big whiff.
Smells like the rest of the area that you've been in.
Do I get a scent of anything in particular though?
No.
Okay. And then I will proceed forward.
All right. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, there is a strong oak door with Sidon's face carved into it.
With whose face?
Sidon.
Sidon.
Oh, Sidon.
Yep,
okay.
the Titan.
Yeah. For some reason, I heard Poseidon, and I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Same idea.
Yeah.
Wrong universe.
Exactly.
Do what?
Was it locked?
Do you try it?
I will try.
Ho,
Yep.
ho.
What?
As you reach out and touch the door, pseudopods fly out of it and attack. The door itself attacks you.
Mimic door?
What did I say about cautious?
All right. So the mimic will bash Baxon with a pseudopod.
Finally, we have a mimic.
And did that. Okay, so that didn't. And it misses you. Eleftheria.
Alrighty.
You see
I
this door has come to life and is attacking Bags.
All right. I will go ahead and character sheet. I'll go ahead and target it, and I'll go ahead and. No, that's chill touch. Oh, well, that hits anyways. So I'll just go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast damage then.
Go ahead.
1 point of Eldritch Blast damage.
Sweet.
All right. I'm not gonna hex it, so we'll do it. Boop.
All right. So this just looks like a door in a pseudopod. Is that like amorphous
Yep,
Okay. And it's part of the door, correct?
correct.
And there's no way for me to get any closer to it.
No.
Okay. I guess I'll kind of shrug and place my hand on Baxton here and give him and say, "May the gods bless you." And go ahead and give him guidance.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
Did you target him with the guidance when you did
I
that?
did.
Because it didn't. Oh,
It went
added
onto
it
yourself.
to you.
Oh yeah, the guidance is.
Yeah.
This is just the concentration for the guidance.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Okay.
So the other one, the effect should go to. Back.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, there we go.
All right. With that, the mimic will try to grab Bax in its pseudopod. Ah, okay, I see. And it misses. Yeah, it lashes out, and you just seem to be dodging all over this little hallway, Bax.
All right.
It is your turn.
I will attack.
And you hit.
That's it for me.
All right. Iphigenia.
Okay, I'm going to attack. Just shoot an arrow at the door.
Okay. Did you target it? Yep. And you missed.
All right, and that will be my turn.
All right.
Track her down.
Eleftheria.
Alrighty. So I've targeted. I'll go ahead and up another Eldritch Blast into it.
All right.
Natural 20.
There you go.
And
2 ones. No,
Nope.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just lay into this mimic.
alrighty. I'm not gonna hex it, so I'm gonna go ahead and boop.
Telemachus.
I can't get any closer to this door, can I?
No.
I'm going to realize my shortcomings and pass my turn. Yeah, just in case the door comes closer to me, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
If another enemy gets close to me.
So you're gonna ready to attack it if it gets
It comes
within
within range.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. It will continue trying to attack Baxon. Ineffectively.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're just parrying and blocking and doing everything you can to just keep that pseudopod off of you.
My hands on touches his shoulder and he goes, making up for those touching the door mistakes I see.
Bax.
All right, I attack.
And
Yeah.
hit.
Damage.
Oh man, you're chunking it.
Nope. And then I'll advance the turn.
All right. Iffy.
To get it again and shoot another arrow at it. See if it
All right.
natural
Oof.
one.
Natural 1.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
yeah,
I
Bax.
ducked. I was the only one that said I ducked.
Yeah, Bax. An arrow nicks one of your horns as it goes flying by your head and embeds into the wall.
Ching.
Not the snakes. Not the snakes.
Advance the tracker, please, if you don't have anything else to do.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, Eleutheria.
Alrighty. You can pump another Eldritch Blast into it.
All right. That is a hit.
All right.
Eldritch Blast damage.
Look at all these good rolls.
Yeah. Like a totally different party now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unlike,
what flying swords?
unlike the record keeper, you can hit the broadside of the door.
Telemachus.
All right. I'm about as effective as our bard, so I'm just gonna pass Perrin. Same sort of deal.
All right. So,
Same hold action. Not that it's gonna matter, I don't think.
and it swings once again at Baxon, who, is
Just on it
defending
today.
himself, and
No
Bax.
crits from the store? That's weird.
I know.
All right. I attack.
And miss this time. Iffy.
Oh, man.
You got this.
Okay. I can do this. Not gonna hit
Yeah.
one but this door.
Hit.
Hey.
You hit the door with the bow and do 2 points of damage. God.
That's better
That's
than
highs
we
and lows.
expected.
There's highs and lows.
Oh, that's harsh.
I accept that.
That's more than we expect from you. Eleutheria.
Battlefield control kind of character, and I don't have
Yeah,
any left.
I'm just saying, in this combat, you've been great in all the other ones.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it again.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
And
Jeez, that's
All right. Yeah.
pump the damage, pump it up. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. Telemachus.
I'm gonna hold my action, just ducking to make sure no blasts or arrows are hitting me.
All right. The mimic will try one more time to hit Bax. Miss.
Yeah.
Can't handle it.
Bax.
Literally, he can't handle it. Mhm.
Right. Door punch.
Hit.
All right. Taking this thing down.
And
Yeah.
how does it die?
It was just an open and close kind of.
It was an open and shut kind.
You have to go to jail now.
How dare you?
The character jail. Leave your inspiration at the door.
That's right. I'd give you -1 inspiration.
Well, isn't that,
Well,
isn't that adorable?
Oh no.
Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Odyssey of the Dragonlords.
I'm definitely, if I get recap,
We're not gonna
Definitely.
top that.
Those puns were so dorky. Okay, so you
And that'll be all for this episode of Odyssey of the Dragonlords.
Baxon leaves his inspiration at the door. Did you try? Did you try the key?
That was that was for the other door.
yeah.
Okay, that was for the other door. But also, I totally forgot until that moment, obviously. But also, don't just go touching doors, especially weird ones.
Oh my goodness.
And you don't go chasing waterfalls.
Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you.
I'm just imagining, like, next time, Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Hi, tired. I'm back. Like that kind of just dad joke.
All right. So now with the mimic out of the way, you can see the stairs leading down into the chambers below.
Does the mark of Poseidon go away, or is it still there?
The mark of Sidon, that was
Poseidon.
on the mimic. The mimic
okay.
had taken that form on purpose.
Okay.
All right, and so,
So,
let's see, keep the same
going in.
order that you guys
Behind
were
that door,
in.
another door.
This time
Oh.
it's a
Yeah,
it's
there
2
was
doors
another
and 2
door
men.
immediately behind the mimic.
Oh,
that would make sense. Honestly, that's just a good
Right,
mimic.
another
yeah.
door, another door. I don't know if you're laughing because you caught the reference,
Yeah.
or because that was a pretty good joke.
Or maybe it mimics all the way down. You know,
Yeah.
like doors.
This
It's okay.
entire campaign
It's
was
okay.
Poseidon.
Somebody in the audience knows. You know.
Yeah.
Another door.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer what?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's the greatest movie of our time.
Apparently, it's also a song by somebody named Caroline Polachek.
I don't know. I don't remember if that was the composer or
Yeah.
not, but like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody see the map?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys get to the stairs, and light blue light shimmers and refracts from across the slick walls of this rocky grotto. The room is lit by torches and filled with the vaporous mists of steaming hot springs. You can hear the water cascading into an underground river at the rear of the cave.
I'll move out to let everybody get into the area.
All right.
I'll cautiously step out. I'm going to be scanning for any sort of. First of all, I'm going to be scanning for any movement within my eye, like as far as I can see, and then kind of be looking at the ground to see if there's any sort of clear disturbances as well.
There are signs of a lot of comings and goings that you figure were caused by the hag and her compatriots going up and down the stairs. You see some stone steps leading out into kind of an island in the middle of this grotto, and where the steam seems to be pooling, and there are several rugs spread across the stones there.
I'm thinking that's where the Oracle probably
Would be.
spends her time in trance. There's no sign of her or anyone.
No.
Here?
Nope.
Should we call for the hag to show herself?
Don't know. I feel like she has to know our presence. So I'm not sure if we should even bother sneaking around, or maybe luck is with us and we could try and sneak to her to get a vantage point. What approach would you guys prefer?
I think getting the jump would be our best option.
All right. So let's sneak around the ledge here and see what's in this direction.
All right,
Are there any footsteps that go this way? Or are they all going across?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Skills.
Can I give him the help action since I've got proficiency?
Yes, you may. So you have advantage.
I'm also gonna bless myself. Is that a
Bless your little heart.
excellent? And I'll just drop that on there. And then how do I roll with advantage again?
It's ADV at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. Duh. Advantage on 21.
Yep. So there looks to be a few footprints headed that way. Yes.
Any sort of way to tell what kind of are they humanoid or oddly shaped?
Nope, they all appear to be humanoid.
Okay.
All right.
Well, their footsteps lead this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up maybe 5 feet or so and try to not make any sounds as I walk or as I
Alright.
move.
I'm also going to be trying to
Alright,
move
give me
silently.
stealth checks.
And I'm going to give guidance to Braxton for the stealth checks.
Okay.
Vaccine.
I don't give it to him because I can't get his name right. No, let me drop it on you. That should be good.
Oof, it's 5.
Oh, do you have oh, you're exhausted.
I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Oh, the short rest doesn't get rid of that, does it?
Nope.
All right. You know what I should be able to do is find out. There we go. Well, I did about as well as you did.
Come stealthy one.
Let's go. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so Bax, as you get to about there, all of a sudden,
bickering.
the rug in the center of one of the rugs in the center of that platform swirls itself up into the air and rushes toward you.
I didn't touch it.
It's a, it's a magic carpet. Ride it.
And reveal that. Can you guys see the token now? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, we can see the eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It just says
will
unidentified creature, though.
fly over and try to smother Bax.
You know what happens when a rug smothers you? We have to hit the rug.
What is your armor class?
Mine?
Yep.
14.
All right. You are hit, and you are now wrapped up in this rug, and you are considered restrained, blinded, and at risk of suffocating.
Am I like burrito wrapped up in it? Like
You are burrito wrapped.
So it's like cozy, but also bright.
Terrifying.
Okay. And then,
Fajita steak burrito from Taco Bell.
all right, and it is. So, at the start of your turn, you would have taken. Come on, target him. There we go. That damage. As it squeezes you tighter and tighter, squeezing the air out of your lungs. Iffy.
I'm going to, I guess, just shoot an arrow at this rug and try to aim it for like an area that I don't see like back wrapped directly in, like an edge or something.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh crap! I rolled with the wrong weapon, but it's the same modifier.
And
so.
hold on, you don't have a target.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I was showing that I had targeted the letter R. Okay.
All right, you have it now.
Okay.
And that is a hit.
Awesome. 5 damage.
Yep.
And then I will move to the player.
Telemachus.
All right. So she hit the
rug.
Did I notice any damage go to Paxton?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let's see.
I don't know if that's a thing that needs to happen. I'm
Yep.
taking a
Yep.
guess.
Actually, he took half of that. Half of what she
Oh,
did.
God.
So you did how much? 5?
5. So for him, it would have been like 2.
Yep. So it and the rug both took 2.
Okay, so I do notice the
Yep.
arrow
You do
does
notice a little bit of
damage.
blood trickling out from under the from where the arrow
So I
pierced
say-
the rug.
I say it's hurting him. It's hurting him. Does it seem like I could possibly rip the rug off of him? Or is it something that, like, yeah? I mean, I guess yeah. That's what I would
You can try to free him with a athletics check.
do. I try and. I have a pretty frail body. Braxton, rip it or scratch it. Back. I don't have much time, Braxton. You're gonna suffocate. Is it rip it or run it or tear it? What did she say again? Rip it or run it? Should I rip it or should I tear it?
I think they're both the same thing.
Rip it or tear it?
They're the same thing.
I'm asking for permission.
Just
Braxton.
do
To
it.
shred it.
You have 5 seconds.
Okay, I go ahead and I cast my savage claws. Sorry.
Okay.
And I lost my character sheet. There it is. So sorry. Oh my god. I dropped it on the token. It did not work.
There we go.
Just do it that way.
That's a hit.
For 1.
So it can only do a minimum of one damage, so it does 1 to both of them.
Oh god. All right. That's my turn.
All right.
That's the tearing.
Eleftheria.
This is troublesome. I have nothing that does anything but force damage or cold damage. Necrotic damage. I kind of want to save that. Would this technically be flanking?
No.
Ah, I see. Okay, so guess I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it, I suppose. All right. I meant to move it back on my character sheet because I didn't want because I have a short bow, but I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Roll
not-
that damage.
Oh, that is it. That is a D10. All right, making sure it wasn't a D10. Okay, good. I rolled low.
All right, 2 each.
All right. We almost had backs and soup in a rug. It's tenderizing him.
What a time
That
to roll a
is
critical.
funny. Yeah.
What a time to roll a critical.
All right. Backs.
And I tried to break free.
Yep. Athletics check.
Ah, with disadvantage. This is
Yep,
turn
with
out well.
disadvantage.
Yep. It automatically rolls.
It'll automatically figure
Okay.
that. Yep.
And it's athletics.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, you struggle to try and break free of this rug, and it's just too tight, too strong.
I'm
Too strong.
All right. Oh, and at the start of your turn, you took that. It did not apply that 10 damage to you, so. All
It's
right.
Going to be the rug that kills me.
Wait, wasn't he light before? Oh my gosh.
Virginia.
Whew, can I like do some kind of a check? Like maybe I'm referring to the Pars Memorias that just to see like what maybe would be something we could do other than just hacking, like I don't know, insight or intelligence or something like that.
What's that?
Would it be possible for me to do like some kind of a check, see if I can think of like an alternative to combat to get him out of this, like something maybe I've referred to like from remember book or
You just think that Bax is going to have to rip his way out of this.
okay.
Do you have any rages left, Bax?
Nope.
Okay. Two of you, remember, do have inspiration.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you can give your inspiration. Is that still a thing?
Yep.
Okay. I will give Bax my inspiration, and I'll yell. I'll admit it's a little strange that a tapestry is having much of an impact on you, but they're there, and then he has inspiration.
They're
You're gonna
there.
need to rip your way out.
All right. Advance the tracker. And Telemachus.
All right. I am going to this time try the more delicate approach, and instead of applying acid, I'm just going to go ahead and try and rip the rug off,
Okay.
which is the rip it part.
Yep. Athletics check.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay. For advantage. Got it.
Yep. Because I'm just going to throw that die over there. Click the advantage first. Toss it down.
Yep, you rip the rug off of him. You pry it and pull it loose, and it comes free.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And I'll pass my turn.
All right, Eleutheria.
All right, free to rain hell now. I can go and Eldritch Blast it.
It didn't stop.
That's a hit. Yeah, it didn't stop you before.
Hey, fair. I don't have much. I was gonna go for my short bow, but like shit happens.
All right.
1 force damage.
All right.
Boop.
Okay, Bax. Don't forget to target the rug.
Oh, sorry.
Can I use my inspiration on my attack roll for advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
What in the world?
And I am attacking with advantage then.
Natural 20.
The rage is real.
Without rage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. 6 and a 7. So.
Yeah, so why did that not actually apply it to its wounds?
Got it targeted.
I think it's because it has the damage transfer. It wants me to divide up the damage if it's grappling somebody, but it's not.
Oh.
So as you do that, your axe, how does it die?
It gets like cut right down the center and falls into two rugs.
All right. Yeah. You slice the rug in half, and it just kind of falls down into the water and floats downstream and around the bend and out of your sight.
Oh, can I reach? Oh.
And yeah, and Kat has to leave for work, so that's where we're gonna call it this week.
All right.
So, thanks guys for joining us. Thanks all to any and all viewers. Appreciate you coming out and watching us play.
Yep. Follow and subscribe if you like it. If you like it, follow, subscribe, get updates. Just keep watching if you're interested.
If we get to 10 subscribers by next next week, Dave and Jimmy will share some of their slam poetry with you all.
I don't have any.
Yes.
That's all Jimmy. Jimmy is the slam poetry king.
That's awesome.
Man, I don't know where Dave came into this.
You were just so inspired by Jimmy's poetry.
Yeah,
That's
thanks so
happened.
much for volunteering me.
Yeah.
Now you gotta keep that promise.
Uh,
Come back and watch us work
Of
on this
course.
hag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will
Thanks for
Telemachia
joining us,
get critted
those that
again?
did.
yeah. Oh,
Shout out to Kelsylvania
Yeah.
Yeah.
being awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelsylvania. I think I know who that is. That's it. That's the creator of Dungeons and Diabetes, I think.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Yes.
Nice.
Shit.
Yeah. The at least that's the way, the way that we played with the candy and stuff. Yeah. He's the DM that does it. I'm pretty sure. It sounds like his name.
Right.
But yeah. Awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was a blast.
Yep.
Are you posting the
Yep.
the recording?
Yep. It will be automatically saved on Twitch, and I will post it on YouTube because Twitch only keeps 14 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So I will go ahead and put it on YouTube too.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Right.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Yep. Shout out to everyone who followed already. Yeah. Check back in
In 1 week.
Tuesday. Is it?
Yep. Next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. We love you all.
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
You guys all have
Wash
a good
your
night.
hands.
Wash your damn hands. Please do that.
This has been a public service announcement from the heroes of Thylea. Wash your
The women of
hands.
Thylea gotten together. Very such with all.
Yeah.
So use it.
Indoor plumbing. It's going to be big.
All right.